Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me. Sorry, I'm making sure things are working because now my push to talk system works fine. Didn't on Tuesday, but yeah. Welcome back to the Dumbass class, everyone. With me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and the boys, as usual, except for we're missing one. One we cannot find at the moment, but hopefully he will join us shortly. Hopefully. So welcome back to our Warhammer Fantasy campaign. What happened in the last episode? Well, one of our groups went off to the tower. The tower where apparently answers were meant to be awaiting. But sadly, they only found more questions. But they were able to use a bit of intelligence, a bit of, let's call it street knowledge, or knowledge of Mordheim, to get a few answers to these new questions. But now they have more locations that they need to explore. And after realizing there was nothing left to do with the tower in question, they decided, well, we might as well loot the area around it, because why wouldn't they? After some pretty amazing loot rolls, which were all off camera, our group have a number of high value items that they will have to discuss with the group who can have them or who can afford them. Let's just say a few very fine pieces of armor were found. Very fine. But we're not focusing on that group today, because as they load themselves up with their haul and begin to make it back to the boat by Middle Bridge, our other group, led by a number of dwarves, walk down an alleyway. So, as your group are led by Hagrin, you also have Dimzid and a veteran dwarf with you. I hate when I do that. There we go. You are led down into some of the back alleys of the excuse me, I've got hiccups. Some of the back alleys that lead you down to the Merchants Guild areas. A lot of these streets are very narrow. There are some wider mainline roads that run through. A lot of the buildings have been damaged. It looks mainly like fire damage, funnily enough. The strange of Mordheim seems to be absent, slightly. Maybe the fire purged it. Maybe it only made it worse. But as you make your way down these very narrow corridors, you come onto one of the main roads that cuts through sorry, I'm trying to do three things at once. It's not a good idea. Into the merchants, the guild quarters, where the craftsmen would do their daily work. It's at this point that you notice that Hagrin begins to be a little bit sketchy. He almost looks like he has a bit of paranoia running through him, as he is constantly, his head is on the swivel, looking round everywhere. Every corner, every nook and cranny he seems to gaze into and look for movement. And as you all kind of like begin to maybe mirror his actions, the unnatural fog begins to roll in. And as you walk further down the street, this unnatural fog that encloses this area just gets thicker and thicker. So just as a reminder, in this group, we have Casper, Ragnar, Blackhand, and Livia, along with no, Livia. Yeah, I said Livia.
No, it's not Livia. It's Aurelia.
It's
Aurelia.
Aurelia.
No, I mean
Yeah.
Unit's character.
No,
That
it's,
would be Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah.
No, Sarah's not with this group. Sarah was with the other group, wasn't she?
No.
No,
God
I
damn
don't
it.
think so.
God damn it, I got it wrong.
I mean, yeah, she isn't. This girl right here is Livia. This girl right here is Sarah. For some reason.
Huh, that's odd. I can't actually... Oh, I know why I can't use those tokens. No, that can't be right. Why would they be on that? Like... Oh, maybe that's why the Fog of War didn't work then. I may have done a dum-dum.
Oh,
I may have done a dum-dum. I may have put the tokens on the GM on the map player. By accident.
Yeah, that might have caused it.
That might be why it didn't work. But then how could the Soon Raccoon have seen them? Because the Soon Raccoon can't... Oh no, he can see the map player. It's the GM layer he can't see. Okay, never mind. I did a dum-dum. Never mind, so the advanced Fog of War might have worked. I'm half tempted to quickly try it now, but...
It's weird. The Advanced Fog of War has its own setting as well. It's not just like the light.
Yeah, no, I'd have to go through and adjust some of the tokens to admit the correct radius. I'm not doing that. I'd have to do them on all the tokens. Never mind, then we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. So, as you walk on into the mist, I bring you over to the map.
Just one thing. I don't know how many of us have sixth sense. I do, so whenever I might be in danger, you roll a secret dice with my willpower. And if I succeed, I get a feeling that, something is wrong, going to happen, and I don't get surprised.
Okay, so this is only for surprise then. Gotcha.
I don't have it. I think Sarah has it.
It just says you get a strange feeling when you are in grave danger, and sometimes it leads you to trouble before it happens. When danger is afoot, the GM may secretly roll a test on your willpower. If successful, the GM may tell you that you have a bad feeling about the situation or that you feel like you're being watched. This talent may enable you to avoid being surprised on the test when the rest of your allies succumb.
Joy. You feel like you're in danger.
Okay. I'm gonna ready my bow and just say, I have a very bad feeling about this, boys.
Yes. Didn't Hagrid already talk about the monster?
Yeah, as in, he's currently watching us.
Ah. Okay, now I'm a big boy.
You are. You're a big monstrous beast. Wait, hang on, I'm missing someone. I'm missing a dwarf. Ragnar, get your ass over here, you little bitch. What was that?
Yeah. What?
Never mind. We'll ignore it. We shall ignore it.
Did the token back talk you?
Maybe, a little bit. A little bit.
Yes, are you sure you're still not drunk?
Yeah.
Maybe you did have an Irish coffee after all.
The libations flowed last night.
The music is not appropriate for. Oh, I sense danger up ahead.
No, it's not, is it? It really isn't. Sadly, that's any time. So, we are entering... Oh, but I don't want to use my... I've only got a little bit of special music. I don't want to use it all up just yet. We'll go with this one. And I'll have to baby the music a little bit.
Oh god. I'm gonna do a magical sense as to try and calm the elf's nerves. That's alright?
You can do that if you wish.
Hey.
Can I do perception?
If you wish. Must wish upon a star, though.
Can I also roll perception?
No! Yes, of course you can. So,
Devils.
for a start, for those of you who rolled perception, you can only see about 10 meters in front of you or behind you. So
I do have dark vision.
No, this is fog. This is fog. So it doesn't matter if you can see further than that. It's when your sight is blocked by fog.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So 10 squares, no matter where you are going to have to keep an eye on this yourselves. This is where I was going to use the advanced fog of war. So, it would show you where you go and fill in the black as you went. But essentially, I mean, you can do that, or you can just, measure out from yourself. Okay, well, that's out of my line of sight. I can't see it.
I mean, that can work. As long as it goes up the street, come on the stream, it won't be too annoying. Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, actually, admittedly, yeah, you've done it so it only shows yourself and me. So
if you do, give yourself an aura, a meter aura. That's your line of sight.
Can I do that to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Double click it open.
Does everybody see it?
Nope.
No, just
Can
me
you see
and
mine?
Yeah. And it's 10 squares?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna change the color. I know. That's all mine.
So what you'll notice, as you, for those of you who have succeeded your perception tests, there's a very strong acrid smell in with the mist. It's almost vinegary, which also unfortunately doesn't help with the sense of smell either.
Smell of what?
It's like a vinegary smell, a very acidic,
Sour. Okay.
or like a silicon smell. It's not a pleasant malt vinegar crisp smell. It's a very strong acidic. Hang on. Isn't vinegar an alkaloid?
Yes.
It is, isn't it?
Wait.
It's
No,
an
vinegar. No, vinegar is acid.
Vinegar is
Yeah, vinegar is acid. It's soap that's alkaline.
Ah, okay, never mind.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's a very acidic smell. It doesn't like burn your nostrils or anything, but it does mean that you're not going to get any help from your smell.
Any of my knowledge or skills to figure out what they would have used it for?
Sorry, would have used what for? There's just a strong smell of vinegar in the air.
Oh, so nothing that would remind me of anything in specific.
No, it's just the mist around you is blocking your line of sight, and the mist has a very strong vinegary smell. So any chance of smelling anything is also out.
Do I get anything on my magical sense?
So with your magical sense, as you close your eyes and look into the auras of the winds around you, you notice that this area, indeed, much like the rest of Mordheim, has sparks of magical energy going off. The dust of the Weirdstone. You do get a sense of something very faintly magical. Now, it might be because it's a long way away. It might just be that it's a weak magical effect. But there is something way down to the southeast. But as for active spells or spell users, no, you don't detect any. How far did we say that was? But again, you're not sure. There's a faint emission down to the southeast, but you're not really sure what it is.
Alright. I suppose like its actual nature is obscured by the warp dust, more or less, so I can't really tell if it's a specific color of magic or if it's...
Not from here. It might be that it's just too far away. It might be that it's just something that's too weak. But you have felt before like a spell go off that was powerful and been like, holy shit, someone used a fireball over there, or someone used a... Was it a fireball you fired at the walls? I think it was.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Lysiara did it ages ago.
Oh, okay. Alright. I thought you meant like the wolves in the forest where I did the tentacle thing.
No. Like the, just like within Mordheim.
Okay.
Who has a massive square?
So, this
Someone
actually looks like
someone has a purple square rather than a circle.
I think the fact Jim's muted is he's hiding.
How have you done a square? Like, it should
Oh no,
be
you can do a square if you double click.
There we go. It's not a square anymore. We'll do the same. No. We'll do the same to.
I meant a square.
There we go.
That's a circle. There actually is, if you... Was that Black Hand?
Yes.
Okay. No, there's a box there if you do the aura effect. If you square or not square.
Yeah, no, I figured that out when I had to change it back. And I will change some of the colours around so not everyone has the same colour. Because I'm good like that. Yeah, let's go for a dark one. I don't. Oh yeah. And then we'll just do the dwarf here, because at least one of the dwarfs should have a an aura as well. There we go.
So this actually looks like the face of a building. Like this could have been an entrance.
Yeah, it basically is the face of a building.
Right. Okay. So I'll mention to the group that I sensed something down to our motion towards southeast. I don't really know the actual direction.
I'll tell you what, because we've got the auras up, I will reveal. Wait, stop changing them to squares, you little bastards.
Sorry.
yes, swines.
Just trying to understand what happened.
Yeah, wee little buggers, you. I'll give you a larger area because you've got the auras now. You know how far you can see. But because you do have Hagrin here, he'll essentially, like, when you say there's something down that direction, his face is already gone white, but his eyes start to bulge slightly as he, that's where the family forge should be. Now we can go either down this road and then down south, or we do go down the narrow road around here, and then go the same way.
Well, which way was the front entrance to your forge?
It doesn't matter. We can get there one of two ways, along this road or down that road, and there's two roads in. They all lead the same.
Right, okay. Well, Is there anything special about this area we should know about? Such as...
the beast. The creature that slaughtered everyone that I know.
Yes, besides that.
This fog, it wasn't here last time. I can tell you that much. And that stink, it can't be good.
Well, you do know this area better than we do. What do you think?
can anyone actually hear the music?
Very quiet. That's fine.
I think I can.
A little bit. There we go. Yeah.
I've got it on like full blast.
It's one of those like really slow to build up ones.
See, it wasn't when I downloaded it from Hook Sounds to all your sound audio needs. It was really loud. You know, it was really loud and creepy. Whereas now it's come through so quiet. So quiet.
Ooh, hang on. Ooh. I want to see how dense this fog actually is if I summon some marsh lights and send them deeper in.
Once the lights get about 11 meters away, you can't see them anymore.
Oh. Okay. Shit.
And it seems very unnatural. Like you wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, no, that's straight up unnatural because you can generally see some light through the fog. That's.
Well, I did tell you I had a bad feeling, and it seems like we're inside a bubble.
Yes.
Bubble.
Well.
Like we're puppets inside a creepy
shall we
puppet master show.
Shall we split up and approach from 2 angles or 1?
No, do not split up. If the creature catches one group of us, they're done. There'll be no fight for them, they'll be slaughtered.
What does this creature look like?
An abomination. That's all I can tell you. Has a ginormous body, huge scaly legs. Swings a massive 2-handed sword last time I saw it.
Well, at least he didn't say tentacles.
Right, I mean, you say it swings a massive sword, so this alleyway down here appears quite confined. Maybe that will actually help us in that regard.
Aye, the smaller streets, the buildings where they're close to each other, it can't go through those alleyways. You can go through the buildings though, and I mean right through.
Right. It passes through walls.
It takes them down in its path.
Right. Okay, then I'm going to... I guess we're going to start moving down this alleyway. Follow me, then.
And I am sorry for anyone watching on the stream going, what do you mean they can't see? The players have an aura around themselves, so they can only see within that aura. I was going to do some cool stuff, but unfortunately it didn't work because of my own stupidity. So now we're doing this. You guys can't see the auras, but they are there. By all means, move your characters essentially freely. Just try not to move them. Like, keep in mind everyone should have a turn. If you mess up and you don't move your token and the creature catches you, you may be on your own, and it will take a couple of turns for people to actually go and help you. So, yeah. When I say stop moving, if I see any tokens get moved, bad things will happen to that particular token. Just to keep in mind, this is a dangerous place.
So yeah, I am calling it behind me to keep in line as I continue moving. I want to move slowly, so I'm moving half moves, but I want to make sure they actually stay within line of sight.
I'm going to tap you on the shoulder to make you wait, because I think this is Ragnar. He's right on the edge of my vision. I'm going to motion for them to
None of them have fucking moved.
Sorry, I am about to move the NPCs. Oh, there's
Crazy
so
black
many
cat.
of you little buggers actually thinking
Send-
about it. You're an
send in
NPC,
the elf
you're an
from the
NPC,
thing.
you're... Hang on, no. You're Black Hand. Black Hand, move your token. Look at these little buggers. I've got 5 of them I have to control. Come on. Put.
Wasn't that something Ragnar was doing? Like, helping all the NPCs? Shit.
Blackhand's Albie.
No, not Blackhand. Fuck! God damn it. No, yes, Blackhand did want to help out, but no, we didn't let him. Because it was Carla's thing. It was Ragnar I was thinking of. Ah! Alright, I guess I'm going down then.
Okay. Would you fuckers please move in line? And don't fucking put yourselves.
They're all just fucking huddled up in a ball. Alright.
Perfect time for a walk,
Don't you...
Oh, no, don't pull me along with you.
Alright.
Come on, Blackhands, don't lag behind, please.
Right, I'm gonna take a cautious glance in here. Can I do a perception test?
You can, but before you do that, you hear this coming from your east, and sounds like part of a building has fallen down.
Backing up.
Don't. Yeah, I'm gonna.
I want to peek around this corner. I can see that the street is widening.
This house is busted, right?
Yes, most of the houses here are very much busted,
Yeah.
burnt.
I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move this way, and I'm gonna still keep an eye out on this way because we all heard the scream, right?
Yes.
Yes. Alright.
It seems as if some of these buildings around here, particularly the wooden ones, have got walls that have just been knocked straight through.
Right. So, there was a roar to the east of us, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am... fuck. Hang on. How far can I fill this? I can. Alright. Yeah, I'm summoning marshlights again.
Please be careful, everybody. At least have everybody in their field of vision.
Channeling.
And I'm gonna go through the building because fuck it.
Fast, ingredient, the modifier, and then roll an extra detail. And I don't get doubles. So basically what I'm doing is I summon the marshlights, send them down, pass my vision, and then continue on to see if I hear any more noises. Just down the road. Because we might not be able to see it, but
give
maybe
me a
maybe the beast
perception.
can.
Give me a perception test with a -30.
Okay.
As you are currently listening out for very quiet sounds.
Ooh.
So you hear in the distance, now directly to your east, very, very quiet. It's almost like the sound of horses moving, or the sound of something four-legged moving on cobbled stones. But you don't hear the ding of like a horseshoe on cobbled stones. It'd be like an shoed animal.
Okay. So yeah, I'm putting my finger to my lip, pointing at this entryway and trying to like motion for them to go in this entryway. Go.
You hear another bellowous roar, and then the sounds of metal striking stone.
Alright. And I'm going to dispel the marshlights.
Sure.
I'll wait for everyone to get in the alleyway and then I'll move up. Also quietly mention or talking to myself where that I see it first. Okay. It's actually more unsettling now that the music stopped. No one else moving. Do I see the card?
Sorry, yeah, you see the card. If your visional, if your modifier has reached, they're gonna.
I know.
Okay, they're gonna go here. Fuck it.
Okay. At least they're below us, so it's actually a little bit easier to grab. So,
Hang on, I shall move them again. Hey, look, a cart.
Yes, I'm investing in the card.
Just to make it so there's a roll in there, give me an evaluate.
Evaluate?
Yeah.
I do have evaluate.
You do.
I do!
And you succeed. So, as you... Like, hey, there's a cart. It doesn't look like it's in horrendous condition. You begin checking out the cart. With your evaluation, you can tell that this cart is not in its prime by any means. However, it's not rotten to shit. You think that perhaps you could use this if you needed to, for whatever reason. But there is no horse.
Okay. Well,
but it does seem to be a crude tack for it.
What time?
There's a crude tack for it. So if you did have a beast of burden, you could slip this straight over it, whether it be a donkey, a horse. It's not going to work properly on any animal, but it will work on almost all beast of burdens. It just doesn't fit properly for any of them.
We'll keep this in mind.
We have 5 dwarves. We can always attach the dwarves to it and pull whatever things we need. Hell, I'll help it.
You probably could push it if that was your line of thinking. And pull it, well, push and pull it out. It is possible.
Yeah. Strap 2 dudes, one here, the other one here. Someone's in the back pushing. There you go.
I think we put a pin on that and come back when we kill the beast.
If we kill the beast, you mean?
When we kill the beast.
Wait, hey, we might all end up dying. How do I know?
Well, you hear more crashing and the sounds of metal hitting, perhaps wood this time, because there is the sounds of like a roof slates falling on to the ground, breaking.
Okay.
I'm gonna move closer towards this wall.
I'm gonna turn around to. It's Dimzid, is the? No, not Dimzid.
Dimzid is the engineer. Hagrin is the dwarf in full runic plate at the moment.
I'm turning to Hagrin and asking, how close are we? Do you think?
I'm not far at all. Like I said, it should be to the east, off the main road.
Oh, the alleyway. I'm really trying to say, like, stay behind me and stay in the smaller alleyways at the very least. Also, you two, keep up.
Problem is, everybody keeps moving all at once while I'm trying to stay in the middle with cohesion.
You need 5 meters for cohesion, that's fine.
More banging and crashing sounds come from now your northwest.
Right. Okay.
Ooh.
Alright. This should be. Is this the forge? Over here?
No.
No. Anything over here resemble the forge?
No, it's off the main road.
Off the main. Oh.
The main road, not this side road.
Right, so it would be like this building or this building?
What building? All I see is fog.
Ooh. So
No,
something's going on with Roll20 where it is flinging me all over the bloody place, and I don't quite get why.
Oh, it's what happens when it's the map's too large and you zoomed out too far.
No,
It's
I'm
weird.
zoomed in quite close, actually.
Oh.
I'm trying to box grab the people, the characters, but it just keeps flinging me all over the show. What the fuck is going on?
Weird.
Do you have spacebar click?
I have no.
click this.
Roll20 is being Judas to me, so I'm going to refresh it quickly. But the characters are directly behind you. But Hagrin is telling you, yeah, this is not the main, like, the road he is on at the moment is the main road leading south. But he said it was off the main road heading east.
So this one up here.
Yes.
Northwest, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can tell that the map does go a long way to the other side. It does go much further down south.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Now it stopped it. So,
I just got flung back.
Hut.
Get over here. The fuck are you guys going?
They go on the main road. He's like, well, I meant, on the main road, and
Yes, on the main road, but there's something creeping around to our northwest.
I'm standing right by this broken wall, and I'm looking.
no more movement,
This
please.
away.
Please do not move your tokens for a moment. Never mind, you can move your tokens again. There's now banging, crashing coming to the northwest again.
Okay. Hurry along then a little bit. Try to keep it at least a little bit quiet. Just as far as I can see. Fucking widows peeking out from behind the
Okay, right, let's let's open up some more of the map for you to see. But I have to be kind of careful here, so you'll have to excuse the areas of darkness that remain.
It's a big ass fucking map.
Yes, I wasn't sure how much map you were going to need to run away in.
Oh, okay, I see. It looks like a square coming up ahead. Hang on. There we go. Now I can actually justify saying that.
I'm trying to keep myself close to a wall at all times.
Don't stay close to walls, but bullets ricochet along them.
True, but
Come along.
this thing has a sword, not a machine gun.
Yeah, you never know. The warp works in mysterious ways.
So, no more movement, please.
Oh, fuck.
Hang on, let me just double check. Let me double check its movement here. Let me double check its movement. I know it's got a ridiculous movement for. Well, actually, it's probably got a similar movement to you guys, some of you, but I'm not used to having this much movement space.
What, like 21 run?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it reaches there. There's nothing that would stop it. So,
Oh, I know what that is.
Casper, please roll me initiative. As well, in fact, everyone can roll me initiative, but Casper has seen the creature, and the creature has seen Casper. Now, technically, you actually could have gone through this entire encounter without meeting the creature, because it is under the same problems as you all. It was running around in thick fog, not knowing where you all were.
It's a slow fucker.
Does it get a bonus? I can't remember. Yes, it gets a plus 30 to its. So it's on 54.
Still slower than me by 3.
I'm sorry. It didn't add its bonus on. Sorry.
No.
Why you do this?
Well, it has a bonus that I need to apply.
Oh god.
So
Okay.
we're just going to do Hagrid's, Dimzid's, and the sacrificial red shirt. I mean, the veteran dwarf. Hagrid also has this plus 30.
How is this plus 30?
I believe it's the rune of swiftness. And then we want Dimzid and the veteran dwarf. Oh no, and then I've got to do Ragnar as well. Jesus.
Just one tiny teensy question.
Yes.
Didn't we also hear sound of the northwest?
Yes.
It's because you had gone so far south that it had become the northwest. That's what happens when a creature moves around the map, Jim, and you guys move around the map.
No, true.
The precision of northwest. Sorry, it should have been northeast. I may have said west by accident, but everything's been from the east.
Okay.
Because I thought it was behind us.
Yes, I thought it was behind us too.
No. It was all coming from the southeast and then now east. But then it was also you guys were underneath it at one point, so it was above you, so it was the northeast. I have no idea if Waldo has a rune that increases his initiative. He just gets to normal. Sorry, Waldo, your character sheet wasn't clear enough for me. I'm afraid I'm going to turn the blame round on you. It's not my fault as the GM. Dimzid, where the fuck are you, Dave? This is what I have worried about for some time, having too many NPCs on the battle map. And then I've got a veteran dwarf. I don't know why I gave you guys a veteran dwarf. I just gave you guys a veteran dwarf. Oh, hang on, and I've got Sarah.
88 movement speed.
Who, Hagrid?
Our initiative.
Hagrid, because he's got a rune of swiftness, plus 30 to your initiative.
Holy shit, he's faster than me.
Yeah.
I rolled it too, but still.
Dwarves do have ways to move quickly. It's just not all, as shown by Dimzid, not all dwarves are given this luxury. Or was it the veteran?
It's fine. It's just that I think I'm too used to the 27s, the 30s, like who.
Yeah.
So see a dwarf with 88 is ooh.
Ragnar, Black. Oh, I can't even remember my own NPC names. It's terrible. There's Sarah. Finally, I have the character sheet in my hand.
I have to draw. I don't know. Fuck.
Okay, I think that's all the NPCs and PCs. So we'll go to the sending. We shall start up the combat music. And we shall proceed. So, Ragnar, creature that they don't know what it's called yet, veteran dwarf, Dimzid, Hagrid, Sarah. Okay, cool. That's all lined up. So, Hagrid doesn't know what's really going on because he can't see the creature. So, no, they weren't in. So he is going to move up. I think he's got normal movement speed. I should probably double check. I don't think he's he's got 4 movement. And he still doesn't see the creature, so he still doesn't really know what's going on. Lysiara, you're up.
I'm actually going. Do I see that Casper just stiffen up like he just saw his own ghost?
Not really, because Casper isn't afraid of this thing. He is too insane. So he sees this thing, goes, oh, huh.
Oh, look at that thing. I walk up and like, oh look, I can see it through the house. Hello.
Like, he genuinely is too insane to be scared of this thing. So
yeah.
I'm gonna half move closer to Casper. So half move. I still have okay. Does that count?
You're gonna have to go for full move. Your aura is like on the tippiest, tiniest part of the square.
Hold up.
Probably
I was
just about to make it
right
like the
here.
axe.
You
If I
can see
get-
your aura, right, Jim?
I can, because my aura is actually at the TT. Sorry, I was asking because that's not my half move. My half move can actually get me here.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can make out this creature within the mist, but it's not completely clear to you yet.
It's just because I would have stopped as soon as I saw the creature.
There is
As
a
soon as I
minus
see the creature.
There is a -10 to shooting the creature on the edge of your vision. So like it is now, the mist is blurring its outline slightly, but you can shoot at it from here if you wish. But first things first, you can see the
Has
creature.
the creature noticed us?
It's noticed Casper for sure, because Casper and him were in each other's sight lines. Like a decent chunk. Like it can see the bottom half of Casper, and Casper can see the like 4 squares. Yeah, about 4 squares of its footprint. So those two have seen each other. It can now just about make you out.
I'm just gonna say, oh fuck.
Yes, so you need to
And I'm
overcome
gonna
frightening and fear 1.
Okay. I don't know
So
what
that's
frightening
2.
is.
That's 2 separate tests.
Oh.
Okay.
You have a fear test, so this is just a willpower test. So you overcome fear, and it's another willpower test to overcome frightening.
I'm just gonna go, oh fuck. And I'm gonna say, we found it. And I'm gonna shoot it because it sees us.
What you see in front of you is a dragon ogre chaos spawn. This creature is a ginormous, once perhaps an ogre that has been warped and twisted with one of the creatures from Mordheim's zoo. In a crossbreeding mutation, it has formed this monstrosity.
I can only see part of it, and it's one ugly fucking creature. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot it because why not? It sees me, I see it. So it's a -10, you said?
Yes, -10.
Okay, I can only shoot once, so nope. That's actually a miss.
And unfortunately, the mist just phases the outline of the creature enough that your arrow flies off into the mist, not the darkness.
Oh shit.
So Sarah's turn is up like any other. Oh god damn it! I've got. Click, click,
unit
click,
is
click,
on his
click.
way, by the way.
He's on his way. Good. I shall move Sarah a half move, I think, and then prepare weapons. Hearing the twang of the longbow, I imagine she will bring forth her probably one of her handguns, along with drawing her rapier. I think she's got a rapier.
I did say, oh shit, I see it. Or we found it.
But you didn't cry it out. It's here! We found it! No, you went, oh shit. Pring! It's here.
It wasn't oh shit, it was oh fuck. But still.
Oh, Casper, you're right.
Yes. Alright, hang on. Should I try something stupid? I might try something stupid. Do it. Do it. Oh. I can't channel this. But is he within Yeah. Okay. Since I can't tell us, I'm gonna go all out with it. And
if you're casting, I'm right next to you. Don't blow up whatever you do.
I'll try not to. Don't worry. Hang on. What do I use? I don't have a defiled holy symbol, so we can't use that. We don't miscellaneous modifier. Son of a bitch. Hang on. I do have one more. It's dark magic. I do believe that's a pass and doubles.
It's 88 too. 2-8.
Yes. So I'll just bang, 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 and then a modifier. Just so you can see it. And I'll roll the Siege's Curse. Minor extent. Oh, brilliant.
It could be
glorious. Glorious. What did you get? Let me see.
So for a -5 to all tests for 4 turns.
Excellent. So you see dark energy twingle through his muscles, and they spasm slightly and tingle.
Still got it though.
It's not really a great one. So this is a spell that is targeted against the creature, is it?
Yes.
Nice. Shall I roll this or shall you roll this? It'll probably be more painful if you roll it. So yeah, can you roll me a 1d100 as you target a spell onto the creature? You see its chest plate glow to a brightness that seems to hurt the creature itself. 51 and above, your spell fizzles.
Can I use a
No.
Oh,
This is the creature's. The creature's done this. Its armor has stopped the spell from taking effect. So there's nothing that you can actually do to prevent its spell nullification effects from taking place.
As a quick aside, I'm going to turn to the elf and be a dear and grab my sword for me, please.
You do notice, however, that when the shining, the almost chest plate, and as you see the creature, that's very odd. It's almost like a... And then you look down behind you. It looks like a flattened dwarf.
Oh. He's wearing the dwarf's armor. That's why he has the +30.
Apparently so.
Oh!
Apparently so.
Oh, brilliant.
That's fucked up.
That's gonna be brilliant. Also, hi, unit.
Hey,
sorry for being late.
No, that's quite alright, dude. Sadly, we did have to start without you. You are currently in the middle of a fight with a creature. You'll notice your character has an aura around it. You can only see up to that aura. Everything around, past that aura, is a thick, unnatural fog that seems to cling to this area. Casper has just found the creature that's been running amok, that you've been hearing in the fog, and you have just engaged in combat with it.
Can I retcon my little speech thing at the end there? To say, instead of just saying it to Aurelia, just say loudly so everyone can hear. Can someone be a dear and fetch my sword, please?
I've had your character move forwards and draw her pistol and rapier. That's about all that's
Yeah, that's fine. Just waiting for Roll20 to actually load.
No worries. It's quite a big map. We're down south. What has Ragnar got? Ragnar has 5 movement. So he brings his halberd forth and charges forwards. Unfortunately, he's still not.
I wish he had a hellboard.
He doesn't have an aura. Why do you not have an aura, little dwarf? Little dwarf, what colour would Ragnar like? I think we're going to give him a very pale colour. We're going to give him a pale purple. There.
Very bright. That reminds him of Warpstone.
Oh no. Okay, so the Dragon Ogre Chaos Spawn takes its turn. Let's have a look what it can do. Glorious. Lysiara. No. Aurelia. No, Lysiara. That is the right one.
No,
No,
it was.
No, it was Aurelia. It was Aurelia. Damn it. So Aurelia, this huge creature. Funnily enough, actually, in the book, it is not one size bigger, which I find quite hilarious. But yeah, the book doesn't say that it's one size bigger, so it's still human-ish size. I've just gone with the creative flair to make it seem bigger. This ginormous Dragon Ogre Chaos Spawn comes charging towards you. It has a two-handed sword in its hand. The other hand appears to have become tentacly, and the fingers have turned into long, succular tentacles that wrap their way up the hilt of the blade up to the pommel, up to the crossguard. As it charges you, bringing the blade around, you can see that there is a brilliant green streak that runs up the length of the blade. On the cutting edge, it crackles as it swings it towards you.
Lovely.
I
Let's
believe.
hope it misses.
Oh no, it does have that, so I need to click on that. And then I believe it just gets a +10. Yes, I believe it just gets a +10, which is most sad. Most sad.
Do you like that icon?
It does miss, however. Sadly, it does miss. But Aurelia, you are close enough now to notice, to see the full picture. It seems to have reptilian scaled behind, whereas the arms seem to be a scale male almost. There is indeed what you can tell now definitely is the torso of a dwarf along with the gauntlets. It appears as if this creature has ploughed into a dwarf at one point and just crushed the poor bastard into its own flesh, and you can see where the flesh is all discolored, almost going rotten around the outside where the metal has been pushed in, and the poor dwarf within has rotted. I'll give you've been around Gromril for long enough that it does look as if it's Gromril.
Pretty beautiful.
Are there any other things that you need to know about at this moment in time? It seems to have a mad, crazy look in its eyes.
Understandable.
Understandable.
Ah, that actually sounds quite nicely.
Just one tiny question. Does it count as one size larger?
No, it doesn't. Which is really surprising, but I looked through the book. It doesn't actually count as a size bigger. Unfortunately.
It's not that massive.
No,
Alright.
then. So essentially, it's smaller than a knight on horseback. Because I think a human on a horse counts as one size bigger. But perhaps that's when it's running. It is slightly smaller than... Oh yeah, Dimzid. Two willpower tests, please. The first one is for fear. The second one for frightening. So Dimzid gets to the creature. He's able to overcome the innate fear, the innate presence of fear within him. But upon looking at the creature, he gets so scared that he tries to run away. No! No! I don't want to fight it! Where's my mountain? I want her!
Okay. The only thing he wants is to climb those peaks.
He does. He had to come out here because Hagrid came out here. And his beloved is somewhere doing work on a cannon without him. I can't tell if this dwarf can see the creature yet, so I'm just going to say he can't, and next time he can. Black Hand, you are up.
I hear screaming, so I guess I can't blind fire. Just
so no, you can't just, well, yes, you can just shoot into the mist if you want. I won't stop
I
you.
would.
I don't know if you quiet you. Quiet you.
Yeah. Sorry, I was about to say I can't metagame. Sorry. Shush. Shush.
Because Black Hand
quiet.
cannot see you.
No, that's alright.
I mean, did they show the direction of the monster first?
Like, yeah,
No.
you can, like,
So I just hear screaming of a monster.
like you can just
didn't hear
about,
screaming of a
your
monster.
aura, Black Hand, can just about see the back of Casper. So you can see that Casper's like, there's some creature just moved up, and you can see the rough outline of something in the mist. So if you want to take a shot at it, you can. It's a -10.
I'll do it.
There are consequences. I'm going to put that out now. There are consequences. You should look at the map and realise that you're in mist. You cannot see. But sure, a -10.
Alright, I half aim. I half aim too.
You're aiming into the mist roughly around where you think its chest, torso area might be. You lucky bitch. You lucky bitch. If you had hit it in the chest, so I'm going to put this out here. If you had hit it in the chest, you would have hit Lysiara. You would have taken her straight out. Because you've hit it in the arm, I'm going to say that Lysiara has a shot fly above her head and penetrate the creature's arm. But
I was about to say, if you hit me, you're gonna start a blood feud.
So, I forgot to add my +10 of my aiming stick, so...
but you didn't say you deployed it, so you didn't deploy it. Because you do need to state these things. You can't just... Yeah, you need to state, like, okay, so I deploy my aiming stick.
I thought I wasn't able to shoot
weapon.
without deploying.
No, you have to deploy it. It's a free action to deploy it. But you do need to state it. You can't just roll and then go at the end, oh, I forgot to add this bonus on because...
Yeah, no. I just thought I wouldn't be able to fire without deploying it, so...
No, I believe we said you could fire it. It's just at long range you take negatives. I mean, this is 11, 12 meters, well, squares. So it's... I don't want to click on you. I wanted to measure it. It's not a matter of range here. It's a matter of you can't see past there. So roll me damage, because you did strike it, and luckily enough you did not hit your comrade. Well, would you look at that?
Damn.
Fury. The first damage dice against my fucking boss. If this turns out like the last one, I'm not going to be happy.
Just say that my blitz skill is 74.
It's like, oh yes, so here's another 68 damage. So fuck me.
The target number is 74. 92. Fuck.
Thankfully, you don't one-shot my boss like you did last time. Or, well, one of the dwarfs did last time.
I do have a question. Isn't there something about breaking weapons on Muric's Fury? Do we damage the armor by any chance? Even
Not
I know
Gromril.
it's Gromril, but still.
Oh, actually, no, because it's not in Gromril. You're hitting it in the shoulder, so you do in fact damage the scale mail. Because I had to be an asshole and make this thing have different armor all over its body. What a twat.
Lovely.
So
Do
yeah,
that.
we will remove the lever from its arm, although it's only the left arm. So, bollocks! I should have actually looked at its soak first. So its soak is that. Okay, so you fire this shot off into the mist. You hear ting, ting, ting. You strike and break something metal, but you hear no scream of pain, no howl of torment. To be honest with you, you're not even sure if you actually hit the creature because you can't see it because of the fog. You're like, well, maybe I hit a house behind it. Maybe I missed entirely. But for the player knowledge, you did a tiny amount of damage. Which is quite shocking. So, Hagrid. Where is Hagrid? Oh, Hagrid can see it. Marvellous. Hagrid needs to do a willpower test on its own to overcome the shock of seeing his dead wife on the torso of that creature. And then he has to do 2 more. Well, actually, no. No, he is quite insane. So, I think he overcomes both the frightening and the...
Hagrid's insane too.
Yeah, he's been into this place multiple times. Oh yeah, he's got a couple of levels of insanity.
I didn't know that. I thought he was fine.
No. That's why, like, one of his things is his compulsive, like, not compulsive. His the reason he keeps going back in. So yeah, he would overcome the. So yeah, for him, it's just seeing his wife like sprawled on the chest of the creature. So upon seeing that, he shouts out something in Kazalik.
I think I have that.
For my wife, my clan, my loved ones, today you die, monster! And
I don't have
he's
it
going
yet.
to use his... Oh, is he? That's a good... No, stop opening up Ragnar's sheet. Dimzid, that's the one. No, not Dimzid. Fucking Hagrid.
Hagrid?
Yes. He is going to use his... Oh no, I think I have underestimated Hagrid's warrior-like abilities. Bollocks.
It's not actually as good as we thought.
No, he can't reach as far as I wanted. So he's going to run. I wanted him to do something. No. He could throw his hammer. No, he's going. He's going to run over to it.
Throw the hammer.
He's going to run over to it. Oh no, he's not actually. I gotta remember, this thing is powerful. Don't run over to it. He's going to move behind. If he runs over to it, it gets a +20 to hit him.
Yes.
I don't want that for Hagrid.
It's all GM metagaming now.
Well, Hagrid's fought this creature before, so he's going to move his full move behind Casper, and next turn he's going to move into combat and attack it.
Oh, hello there. Wonderful weather we're having.
First things first. I just heard I felt a shot whiz past my head, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
First thing I'm gonna say, Oi! Don't fucking shoot me, you fucking dwarf! Second
I
thing,
didn't hit you, so I didn't shoot you. No,
no! Move closer, you fucking turd! I'm going to drop my bow, quick draw the pistol, draw half action my great sword, and I'm gonna shoot for the last action.
Sure, you can do that indeed. Indeedly, you can.
I don't think any negatives now because he's literally right next to me, right?
No, there's no negative. He's in the. You can see everything.
I'll shoot it in its legs to stop it from fucking moving.
Bang! Hit the kneecap, you bastard. Sure. Yep, you can do that. Can I get a damage roll, please? And then guess what, Missy? I need a toughness test. As your shot blasts part of the creature, you notice this time that unlike the last shot that came flying over your head, your shot releases spores.
Ah, fuck my life.
You do 11 damage to the leg, so that might actually hurt it. Not really. Not really.
Toughness, you said?
Yes, toughness test with a -10. As it has the mutation spore.
Ah, lovely.
I don't know what that is. So, I'm just gonna say, yay, I succeed. Also, Hagrid, you didn't fucking tell me it had tentacles.
It didn't last time!
Okay.
Sarah, you're up.
I can't actually control my token, and I don't see the aura.
Okay, so do you want to put a new token down, and I will give you an aura. Okay, let's banish this one. Bring you back to there. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then we'll give you an aura. So 10 squares. Well. Oh, did I just did I just remove you from the initiative? That was dumb.
72. Above me.
And we'll give you a purple aura, because why not? Slanesh is good. We like Slanesh. Why has the music stopped? God damn you.
Alright, I think I'm going to try running up to it. At least until I see it.
Sure, can you see the aura now? Unit, can you see the aura?
Yeah, I can.
Good. So, you can see the creature. Can I get a willpower test for fear? Unless you have one level of insanity. And then you overcome the fear and frightening. If you don't, then it's 2 willpower tests flat.
Well, I do get a +10 because I do have the talons to resist.
Thank you, Waltsky. You were quite correct. It was changing song. Sure, you can use any talent that would apply to fear or frightening. So the first one, I believe, is fear. So you have the resolve to push forwards, but then does the creature frighten you to make you run away? Fortunately, you only have to get outside of your aura before you can't see the creature anymore.
At least there's a benefit of the fog.
There is.
Oh, thanks.
So you succeed in both tests. So next turn you can fire upon it or charge it. So Casper, it is your turn now.
Okay. I'm looking over my shoulder to the dwarf and... Good sir, you may take my spot, but please leave me some space as I half move up to here.
You just walk off?
Yeah, and I am pulling out because the vampire hunter is nearby. I'm going to pull out my sword.
For fuck's sake!
Time you actually use your sword.
Yes, I don't keep weapons out when I'm walking down the street or anything. Even in Mordheim, my character's too fucking crazy to do that. So yeah, I do have to take the time now to step away and pull out a weapon.
So Ragnar now does his 2 tests, because I don't think he's insane at all. He succeeds both of them. So Ragnar is now in view of the creature and can fight next turn. I think he can move one more square, but Hagrid's blocking him like a cheeky bastard. So, the poor elf has no one to come and save her. The creature snorts with derision as it looks down at the puny elf holding the giant sword and the pistol. And it attacks with a swift attack. This is going to be bad, and I apologize. It has 3 attacks.
Okay,
Only one.
I have to dodge.
Holy shit,
one.
it only hit once. You have a plus
has
10
slow.
to your dodge or parry.
Okay. I'm fine, actually.
So as these huge swings with this blade come in, the first one you know is not going to hit, but the second one you step out of the way and just see this green blade slice past your head as the third strike misses entirely. However, you do get a sense that there's a lot of effort behind those strikes, and it may hurt quite a lot if it hits you.
Yeah, I'm cursing my vampire friend, which just ran off.
You'll see what I'm doing. You'll see what I'm doing. Shut up.
I'm still cursing you. You're right next to me, and then you're inside the house.
I did say hold my spot.
Dimzid's going to use a fortune point. Yeah, he still fails. He sits in the fog, unhappy.
Ooh, shit. Maybe I don't need a spot. Hang on.
The other dwarf comes in. He sees the creature. Does he shit himself? Find out soon. Yes. Yes, he does. No, so he cannot approach the creature. And now he runs away. No. You can still see it, so he'll run away next turn.
Goddamn veteran dwarves.
Veteran my hole.
Blackhand, you are up. I still don't believe you can see the creature. The auras are getting a little bit clouded here. But you can see everyone's heading in that direction.
I think if you click it and hit Control L, you should just see their aura. You might cancel out the rest.
I cannot see Blackhand within my vision, so no. He shouldn't be able to see the creature.
See, thing is,
No, you can't. You get a couple of squares.
Yeah.
So yeah, you still just see this outline of this figure within the mist.
I mean, I still can't see Blackhand. Can Blackhand even see me?
No, so he can't actually see your shape, your outline. Like maybe if he squints and spends the turn looking, he'll be able to make you out in the mist. It's mainly just there's this ominous shadow, outline of something in the mist, but he can't tell where the creature starts and where the mist ends.
Fair. Do be aware that this time I did curse at you.
So you know she's there, you
almost
just can't make her out exactly. Because again, you and the creature are moving all at the same time, so there's just this kind of whirl of mist. And you could move forwards. This is an option.
Still need to reload anyway, so.
yes, see, thing is,
I give you a repeater gun, and this is what happens. Sadness. Sadness.
I only have the repeater gun my class of loss from last session.
Yeah. When you find it last session.
I quite agree, Waltski. I quite agree. That's a very good comment.
What did it say?
A brave dwarf is a dead dwarf.
What? Sorry.
A brave dwarf. A brave dwarf is a dead dwarf. A cautious dwarf is a veteran dwarf.
True.
So what would you like to do, Blackhand? Are you going to move forwards or reload?
Fucking pansy ass dwarf.
I'm going to reload. I only have 30 willpower. I can't do 5 shots.
Fair enough.
Please don't shoot me. That's all I ask.
Excellent.
That's why
Excellent.
I have 74 ballistic skill.
Haglin, half moves in, and oh no, hang on, that's the creature. And Hagrid is not a creature; he is a dwarf.
Dickhead took my place.
He's left room. I believe he gets a +10 because he is outnumbering the creature. He smackers it with the ancestral grudge hammer. The creature can actually parry, so I don't believe that has slow. It does not, so the creature fails. The dwarf smackers it. I didn't actually look where it... Oh, sorry, not that one. We ignore that one. Yeah, we ignore that one. This one. Better.
Much better.
So he strikes in the left arm, which is actually the arm that has less armor on. So with 18 damage, which is actually a lot more than I thought he could do, on the left arm, the creature falters slightly. He hits it in the arm and it budges a bit. It looks pissed. Lysiara, your turn.
Do I also get the bonus for ganging up?
Aurelia. Yes, you get a +10.
I'm gonna swift attack this dude with my great elven sword. I'll drop the pistol. I can't use the great one. Anyway, +10. 3 times. Oop.
Hit my time.
I hit every single time.
Oh, sorry, good point. As Hagrid smashes into it, spores are released. You both need to take toughness tests, -10.
Every time?
Yep, you're in melee combat with it.
Oh,
It's nasty. I'd have warned you all for a couple of sessions how bad this is. -10, please.
Still fine.
Hagrid loses his next turn. So your turn does work. You do hit it. Does it have multiple dodges and parries? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't have multiple. Can you do a toughness test, please? Can you do a toughness test, please? Can you do a toughness test? It's every time you do damage to it in melee. This is what I mean. Jim, almost 2 years I've been making out how badass this creature is, how it's slain many a dwarf.
I fail. I'm gonna roll. Can I roll 3 times and then use a fortune point? If I have to?
Yes, I'll allow it. Yeah.
You'll only lose your next turn.
This is +10. Succeed. Oh, shit. -10.
Sorry, is this +10 or -10?
-10.
Yeah.
My toughness is 61.
So you need to get one more success by using fortune or lucky charm.
I'm good.
So you do not lose your next turn. So damage-wise, let me see where you hit it first.
I do hope the silver heart helps.
The right shoulder, the body, and the right leg. Okay, so we'll do the right shoulder first. With 14. Take away its armor. You do a tiny little bit of damage.
I should back off and start shooting him full of arrows.
The 13 to the body, I think, does nothing. Does nothing. The 10 to the legs does a tiny little bit of damage.
Well,
you were quite shocked.
1,000 cuts.
You were quite shocked at seeing the small amount of blood that comes forth. You're more disgusted by the puffs of spores that are released with every cut, with every damage blow that is given. It doesn't stack. I'm going to add that in now. Hagrid is not going to test 3 times for 3 rounds. He does miss his next turn. Sarah, you are up.
I think I'm going to quick draw the repeater crossbow and fire 3 times.
Then you already have the repeater crossbow in your hand. You just need to put away your saber.
Oh, okay.
And technically, if you want, you can drop your saber, and then quick draw it next turn if you want to pick it up.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
Sure. Then I believe it's just a -20 because it's in combat, unless you have a skill that negates that.
Don't think that skill exists in fantasy.
I don't think
At least
it
not in
does.
2nd edition.
But I do know if you have marksman, you can counter it out. So.
Technically,
Well, not
no.
with a swift attack.
No, not with a swift attack. So you strike it in the right leg, and a miss. So let me check the. Okay.
Piece of
You
shit.
know, I'm technically really happy that you didn't damage it, because 2 more toughness tests would not be nice. At this point, I'm like, fucking undead could be here. Bitch
So-
slapping this asshole.
The bolts
She
ping off
she
of its
just looks
scaly
at a repeater
hide.
crossbow as she sees the bolts just bounce off. She's like, I'm gonna throw this thing away sometime.
Oh, it's -1 AP, but they still ping off. Sadly.
Oh, okay.
Casper,
Alright,
you're up.
Casper's going on an adventure. So Casper's going here, down to here. Wait, hang on, that's not right. Sorry, hang on. Yeah, there. Down to there. And charge. Wait, what was it? No. Fuck's sake, I got it wrong. Hang on. 3 meters there. Down to... yeah, there, and there. Basically, I have enough fucking movement. I have 14 movement. Oh.
Just so the stream can see it. Just- I
Scared
had
the
a
shit out of
feeling
me.
you'd be quite scared. Wow, that's odd.
So.
Oh.
What?
No, nothing. It's I got confused for a moment. There we go.
Alright. I am charging this with my sword. So I'm running behind and then charging him from behind.
Sure, you don't get the gang up whilst you were
Nope.
charging, but next turn you will.
But I do get a +10. And
Yes.
because it's best quality, it's a sword, it's already +10. So.
I believe that is correct.
Oh boy. Right. Fingers fucking crossed. If not, I'm going to use that ring. Hit!
You do hit it.
Awesome! So, this is probably the first time it's ever come up, but ever since I was a vampire, ever since I became a vampire, I got the ability called Furious Charge. Which means I completely ignore armor when I charge.
Sure. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Beautiful. Dude.
Wow.
Keep the shit
Perhaps
up.
more. Perhaps Renaud or some other deity. Definitely not Sigma.
Oh!
Wishes for you
Definitely
to
not Sigma.
do some serious damage to this thing. Oh well, serious damage. You did some good damage to it.
That's 21 damage, ignoring armor, not toughness.
So fortunately, this thing is a tough cookie. However, you do indeed do damage to it. Not enough to kill the creature, but enough that it roars in pain. A cloud of spores is released. Casper, you are not undead enough to avoid this, as you still breathe. Toughness test -10.
Yep. Do I have to do it too?
Yes. Yes.
The one was behind him. Oh.
Fuck.
Because so what it says is that every time it takes damage, there is an explosion of spores. They literally puff out and go almost everywhere.
Damn it! Oh my good dice.
So Casper strikes the creature in the right arm. So coming up, avoiding the back, just stabbing his sword through and yanking down, bypassing the scale mail. The creature roars in pain, but sadly, as Casper roars in victory, he inhales a deep, deep, deep lung or two, full of spores. Ragnar, seeing this, is going to charge in because he's Ragnar, and that's what he does. Do
you want me to?
Technically, he's only 1 square, and I do allow 1 square of sharing, so he can fit. I will.
I mean, look, move him closer to me. The way my character's positioned, it doesn't look like he's hugging Hagrid.
No. Hagrid is helping him. He's giving him a leg up, so he can strike at the head. So I'll get this bastard straight to the head. Hellbird smash. Hang on, it's got the rune of fire on it. What? What did he? I activate. Activate.
Oh god.
So his Hellbird bursts into flame as Hagrid lowers his hands, cupping them together. He lifts the dwarf up, so he can strike it to his head with a Hellbird smash.
Wait.
Flaming rune activate. +10. Go.
Are these spores flammable?
No.
I was about to ask that.
So unfortunately, Hagrid gives him a little bit too much welly. And Ragnar goes right over the top of the creature, striking it in the leg. Almost doing a full somersault.
Impact, slow, rune of fire, cleaving, fury. Holy fuck!
Yes, it's got a number of things. Don't ask me what they all do, but I'm hoping I'll see some. Oh.
13 to the leg.
Is that it? Is that it,
Wait,
Ragnar?
what does fury do?
Is that what? I don't
What the hell
know.
does cleaving do?
I don't know.
Cleaving is cleaving. Next to it.
Ah, okay. I think it's something to do with runes, probably.
It is. I'm opening Rumble Software.
So I can't find anywhere where he's written Rune of Fire does this. Or this does that.
I'll find it for you.
No, I think the Rune of Fire, essentially, it has to do an agility test, or it sets on fire and takes an additional
Hang on,
1d10.
I'll ping him.
Provides the same illumination as a torch, and the weapon burns it if commanded to stop. The weapon gains +1 bonus damage roll while flaming. Rune of Fury. +1 bonus to his attack characteristic. Rune of Cleaving.
Okay.
I know because I know what book it is. It's Rumble Sorcery. Rune of Cleaving, which is the one I have to find. +1 bonus damage rolls. So that's +2 damage with Cleaving and Rune of Fire.
Yeah, but the attack characteristic one doesn't apply for this one. Okay, cool. So he actually does 15 points of damage to the leg of the creature. Let me just check what his armor would be. Okay, so that's what it would be. Does Ragnar have the same charge ability as...
No, I don't believe he does.
No, okay. So that would be not that much. Ooh, does it? It might just put the creature... No. So the creature has multiple cuts over it. In fact, just for comedic value, the dwarf ends up over here as he's thrown too high and ends up on the other side. But the creature does not fall. Unfortunately, damage is done. So, can I get some more toughness tests, please?
Oh, for the love of...
I don't have to do it again because I failed.
I'm gonna use this time.
Yeah,
the
if
Ring of
you fail,
Fortune.
you don't have to do it again. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna use the Ring of Fortune that Ragnar gave me.
You sure?
Yeah. What
Okay,
if I
so
like
you
succeed?
passed.
I have to. Actually, no. I'm gonna use my lucky charm. It's better than the lucky ring.
The
Because the ring can
creature
actually fade.
is going to dedicate 1 attack to the creature behind it, because the creature behind it hurt it quite a bit. So Casper, 1 attack at you, 1 attack at the flying thing that just hit it, and 1 attack at the stupid dwarf thing that just attacked it. And it seems to remember the smell of. It is going to use a fortune point on the one against the dwarf that flew over its head. Ooh, beautiful.
Alright, yeah, I can dodge because I can parry because I got defense.
Weapons, so.
Oh yes, thank you.
Yes,
Parry.
plus 10 to parries.
Yep. Parried.
As does the dwarf. Oh, this creature's not having having a very good day. It's really not having a good day. I should have added more of them. I
Yeah,
should have
come back
added
here.
more of them. Damn you all. So, Dimzid. He can't see the creature anymore. So, I'm going to give him a quick... he doesn't really feel up to fighting. He'll move a little bit closer. But that's about all he's doing this turn. The veteran dwarf can still see the creature. Oh, hang on. Now it can't. So he will do a quick test. He fails, so he's not moving anywhere. I believe Mr. Blackhand. Have you reloaded now?
I have reloaded.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Can I still discern?
You haven't moved.
Hey.
You haven't moved, so it's the status quo.
Okay, so this time I free action bond my weapon stick, aiming stick,
Sure.
half aim and shoot.
Sure.
At the creature you still can't.
I can see its shape according to this.
You can see its rough outline.
You're gonna shoot.
Rough outline.
You're using
I also
dim-
said something else, but sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
You did say something else. I tried to hint it. Never mind.
Have consequences.
Blood feud, yeah.
Well,
Blood feud, indeed.
I explained the consequences.
Oh,
Wow, you'd be very lucky.
Thank Jesus.
Another-
Sorry. Thank Isha and Morai Hag because I'm about to pit slap at the wall.
Another shot goes zinging past your head, almost taking a few hairs out with it.
Fucking toughness test.
But it does hit the shoulder, not your head. So
I mean, it does
There we
whiz
go.
past Sarah as well, so she's going to turn around and be like, "What the fuck, dwarf?"
You weren't hit, you're fine.
The first bullet missed me, whizzing past my left ear. The second shot whizzed past my right ear. I'm super pissed now.
Actually, be the other way around because it's facing you.
can
you're there.
everyone
I'm facing
in
the
melee
creature.
give me a toughness test? I believe Ragnar succeeded last time, so he gets to do it again. With -10.
I'm using... Fuck it, I'm using a fortune point this time.
Oh god, so's he.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
Oh no. Everyone in melee combat is now missing their next turn.
Yes.
Can I use my luggage? I'm to... No, never mind.
No.
Oh, did you
Sarah.
roll your ring, by the way?
The ring end, I have to hold up on the 8. The 5, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it is. You are up. And it is quite weird that you've noticed all your compatriots have stopped fighting. So did a horse just get hit
Sarah
in the
can
head?
probably see the spores every time.
Very true.
I tried very hard to stay, fine. People keep hitting it, and puffs of fucking spores keep flying everywhere.
So she'll pick up the rapier, quick draw her pistol, and move out of the firing line from the dwarf. Because fuck that. And that's my turn.
Sure. Casper misses. Ragnar misses. The creature.
Yay!
I wish it had rolled. I wish it had rolled regeneration, but it didn't. I really wish it did. So it is going to go for the elf thing because it swings a weird sword sometimes. It's going to go for the dwarf thing in the solid armor, and it's going to go for the dwarf, the weird human-ish thing from behind it.
Hey!
So can the 2-player characters give me a dodge or an evade roll?
Do another parry. Plus 10.
Yes, there is a plus 10 to it. Damn you! I should have. I may have to stop using its weapon, but its weapon's cool. It has an effect.
The weapon is cool. I just want to see it get hit.
It's amazing. It has this wicked magical effect that you guys will probably never see because it's never going to hit any of you. God damn you, Dimzid. Veteran dwarf. Oh, he succeeds. Okay, he can move forwards again. He sees the creature. He now needs to do another couple of willpower tests. He succeeds. He fails. He runs away.
Fuck's sake, man.
I believe Blackhand is reloading.
There's a fucking dwarf shooting past my head, and there's a dwarf that keeps coming and going all the time.
So, you guys are now out of spores because no one actually attacked it this turn. So,
Indeed.
no one damaged it this turn. Hagrid comes in. Now, I believe there's only a max 20? No, that's Dark Heresy. I think it's 20. I think it's 20. We'll raise it up one. We'll go plus 30 because you are massively outnumbering it. Well, with a 2, Hagrid hits. Why didn't I do multiple attacks with Hagrid? I completely forget that he has multiple attacks. The creature will attempt to parry. It does. So, Aurelia. Yes, Aurelia. I was right. You're up.
Do I have this turn?
Yes. Yeah. We've gone past the spore turn, so you are now back to your senses.
Oh, fuck's sake. I don't like this coughing. If I swing my sword, can I still hit him 3 times before I have to do the test?
Yes. Every damage roll brings spores out. So in your couple of seconds of attacks, they all land, but it's just you're taking 3 lots of blasts to the face.
Fair. At least now we're surrounding this motherfucker a lot. I'm just gonna fucking swing it 3 times, fuck it. Coughing, cursing, and I will shout at the dwarf again. Dwarf! You missed my head twice now! Move! Shoot from closer!
I think that's kind of hinting at him to shoot you.
No, you're not Casper, by the way. You're not. Hopefully now you can't.
Okay, yeah, it's not there anymore.
Is it still a plus 10 or is it a plus 20 because of how many people are now?
It's a plus 30.
30? Ooh. So technically, hold up.
Sadness. As unfortunately, it cannot dodge. It cannot parry. Roll me damage.
Okay.
You can't dodge a parry.
It already did. Yeah, I only gave
Oh,
it
yeah.
one parry.
Ooh, double three.
I believe the body one, that 15, does nothing. Oh, hang on, no. The next one. I won't bother looking at the arms for a moment because I know you're going to do damage on the arms. But the leg...
That's a crit.
Oh, no, sorry. You did a Righteous Fury against the legs. So the... No, you didn't. Wait, I'm getting confused. Yeah, you did it against... Sorry, you did it against the legs. So against the arms for the 13, you do a tiny bit of damage. You see the creature begin to fall. As if almost instantly the energy has left, the life force is drained. But your other blade, your other strikes connect, ripping open the creature's flank, cutting deep into its gut, splitting its entrails onto the floor. Your next blow against the chest, as you think to yourself that you have, victorious smash. Unfortunately, your blade ricochets off the chest piece, and only a tiny little bit of damage goes through. But fortunately for you, the creature, with its multiple wounds all over its body, its strength was failing, and your final mighty blow definitely ended it. For maybe a moment, you get to enjoy this before you see the entrails begin to move.
Oh no, Chaos Tumor.
Yes.
Corrupt
Chaos Organ. A creature appears from within the entrails of the creature and attacks you all.
Roll the
Oh, fuck my life. Can I have just one question? I still have to roll 3 times, right? So
yes, everyone, please roll 3 times for the support.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna fucking bat the shit out of you, Rella.
It's not my fucking fault every time we attack.
Your fault.
It does that. No,
You're the one who decided to hit it 3 times.
No, I'm gonna accept that one. Fuck it. I'm not gonna roll 3 times. I only have 1 fortune point and 1 lucky charm left.
Sadly, the creature does lose half of its stats, but...
First one was great. Second and third, not so much. Of course it was a 7, so...
That was a little bit too early, what you just posted, Gary.
Okay, that will have to do. I'm not doing all the stats. Right. So, let me do Ragnar. Let me do Ragnar. Toughness minus 10. Ragnar succeeds. Let me do Hagrin. Minus 10. Hagrin succeeds with a natural 1. What a time we live in. What a time. Sarah, you see the creature fall. A slight look of victory in Lysiara's face. Before that look of victory turns to horror as the entrails begin to move. Something humanoid-sized stands up, surrounded by the group. It is clearly hostile.
She's gonna yell, "Piece of shit is still moving!" And she's gonna aim and shoot. Is it technically in combat yet? I mean, it's just getting up, right?
It's not technically in combat. Technically, it is in combat range. You are correct there. No! Poor Chaos Organ. Jesus Christ!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh.
One shot, kill it. One shot, kill it. You can do it.
What do I need to?
So you click on the Fury button.
Fury.
Ballistic skill.
Yeah,
Are
click
you-
on the
click-
Oryx Fury button, and then you input your flat ballistic skill. So you do 23 damage to my poor Chaos Organ. Sadly, it only has half the stats of the creature. So its 3 toughness is not enough to drop the damage enough, and its 14 wounds fall very, very quickly. As it stands up and breathes life for itself for the first time, it is shot in the femur, in the hip. No, we'll say the hip. And its hips are shattered, and it falls to the ground, wheezing and splurging, whatever a Chaos Organ does in its final moments. The battle is done. The creatures are dead.
Just because I'm gonna look back at the vampire. Yep, no, it looks bad. Good job.
Wait, this is a Chaos Organ, right?
Yes. I don't believe it does anything when it dies.
Now,
No.
like,
The Chaos Organ has 2 wounds.
No.
Unless
No, it has 2 wounds for every mutation that a creature has.
it has 2 wounds per time you gain this mutation. No.
Oh, okay. So I've read it wrong then. So for this time it had 2 wounds for every mutation. So meh.
That actually makes fun sense, to be fair. So
I'm just gonna be cussing because I'm still trying to clean my arrows. Now let's fucking burn this fucker.
alright.
I will let you know. It had irrational fear, but none of you had the items that it was afraid of. It had crossbred, spores, tentacle-like arms, chaos organ, acid spit, madness. It actually had 1 magic, but it didn't have any spells. And if the blade had hit you, it would taken away on a -10 toughness test. You would lose 1 max HP.
Ooh.
But the
shit.
HP can be bought back. So if you get into a career where it says you can have plus 2 HP, if you've lost 1, you can actually replace it by buying it back in a new career. So that it was meant to hit you. I want to see how much damage it would have done. At least once. At least bloody once.
I mean, nope, he didn't hit it. 14 damage.
14?
I could have done that.
14's it rolled a 9 for it. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so it's not actually as strong as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, because it's because of the minus. Oh, you have a -25 in that. Because it's still the chaos organ.
Yeah, it should have 3 more damage because you took 25 of its strength apparently.
Oh yes, good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so +3 on.
So that would have been 17 damage instead of a 14.
17 on a 9. Jesus.
I mean,
That's 1 more than I do with my sword.
It was meant to be
a
very,
crit,
very
actually.
scary, but apparently you guys have kind of. Oh well.
it's 1 more than I do with a crit too.
I'm going to bring in more hordes
has-
next time, and I'm going to outnumber you all, and we're going to try it that way.
I think it's just due to the action economy that we have.
We're going to have
action.
the next boss that comes along is going to be a tiny little insect thing that has thousands of it, so you can't kill it. And I'll devour you all.
Time to develop some fire bombs.
Do you know my last boss that I put so much time into creating also did no damage to you guys, I believe.
Wait, what? The
The
Marquis did. The Marquis fucking crushed me. What are you talking about?
Oh no, yeah, he ran you over, didn't he?
He ran me over like twice.
Good
he ran
point.
you over,
Good point.
backed it up just in case.
Like a true Chinese driver. Yes.
Well, he did.
Yes.
He did swing at me, I think. Or I got hit with some attack. It didn't do anything, and then he ran me over, which actually did do damage.
So, to bring us back to this moment, as you go coughing, Aurelia, and say that we should burn this thing, Hagrid falls to his knees and begins trying to rip the armored chest piece off this creature. Has he got the strength? Let's have a look. Go for it.
If I realize that what he's doing, I'm going to help him. Also, that's Ragnar.
Oh, good point. Sorry, I moved all the character sheets around for some reason. I just what's his strength? Is it? No, actually, it's exactly the same. It's exactly actually he has +1 on him. So no.
I mean, you could always use the first.
Use the same one.
We'll use the first one. It's just he had +1, just to show you. It was so he rips his wife clean from what's left of his wife clean from the creature. Tears just streaming down. He's not actually crying, wailing, but there are tears just streaming down his cheeks as he finally wrenches her back. You can just see these tiny stones and cracked pebbles and things fall out from within the armor. At this, he basically falls down, hugging the armor, trying to sweep up these small bits of stone. A couple of moments go by where he just seems to bring forth a very fine handkerchief type. It's a piece of cloth that he wraps the stones up in and puts it into his armor, into the chest pocket of his armor. Do they have chest pockets on armor? Well, now they do.
This creature's halberd, whatever it was, does it have old blood in it and stuff like that?
So the blade looks very much like the creature's blade on the icon. It's a two-handed, like great sword stroke cleaver type thing.
Okay.
It does have a wooden shaft and handle, but the blade of it has definitely been fucked with by warpstone, shall we say. The green flashes along the blade's edge and the greenness of it are just too much of a giveaway.
I'm just gonna look at Hagrid, and I'm gonna look at the blade and say we should make sure this blade never sees the light of day ever again. Plus, don't touch it. You all can see the green flashes, right?
Oh yes.
I'm gonna move towards Hagrid. I'm just gonna put a hand on his shoulder. I'm not gonna say anything.
The other dwarves come forward, a little bit shamed.
I am going to ask for everyone to move away from the body, from the corpse of the dragon over, and I'm going to actually set it on fire. So we may as well burn this thing to pieces.
Yeah.
I do what you want with that abomination.
No, I don't need a challenge at this point. Target 4.
I'm gonna pick up my shit from the ground before you actually set stuff on fire.
That's no doubles.
Oh, why no doubles? There should be doubles. Should always
I got
be
doubles
doubles.
last time.
Yeah, but it was pathetic. You're a little bit fizzly.
Fuck. Spilled some beer.
No! No! Heresy! Don't do it!
So
You're one to talk about heresy.
the body goes. The
Spilling
body
beer
goes
is
up
heresy.
in flames.
I'm taking a step back because fire bad. Fire no doing. Byron, no.
Yeah. I'm gonna step around the flame.
So, after gathering himself for a moment, the corpse of the creature happily spitting and bubbling away as the fats cook off. A foul smell is in the air. Hagrid gestures to you all to, the forge is just here, just through the fog. You walk forwards a little bit, some of you who are at the back, and you can see the large building. It is the large square one here. Kind of square. It's got other buildings. It's the one in the middle. This is where the map does not go with what I'm describing, so ignore it. It seems to be an almost miniature dwarven Karak. The walls are stone. There is fine dwarven carved masonry on the outside of, like, the ancestor gods. The really notable architecture of the dwarves has come alive in this part of Mordheim. This was not a family that had tried to forget their roots, more along the lines of bring the dwarven lands to the Ungies. And it looks as if they had achieved that, because this is a mighty building. Although, like the rest of this area of Mordheim, you can see where it looks as if fireballs have struck the stone, scorched it black in areas. As you make your way round to the front of the building, you can see that the doors are actually sealed. Although they are scorched, they seem solid. Hagrid approaches the front door with some apprehension. Can't say the word now. He goes up there anxiously, reaching into his armor, almost with a shaking hand. He brings forth a dwarven key. He places it into the lock, and rather than turning it like most normal human locks, he pushes it inside. You can hear a door mechanism there. Don't drink milky drinks when trying to talk. It just gacks you up like a motherfucker. The mechanism inside of the door activates. You can hear some sort of cog moving round, gears changing. There's a lot of noise. But after some time, the doors open. A foul, stale smell creeps out of the building. But Hagrid, not noticing or not showing that he notices, steps forwards. Again, much like the outside of this building, dwarven architecture is all over. Large stone pillars that reach up to the ceilings, and the ceilings being, for such a small race, particularly high. And as
they have a complex.
It's the Federico.
And as you look around, you can see that it is dimly lit in here. The light is only coming through the front door. Everything is dull, covered in dust. But then you get the feeling of being watched.
Oh.
Fuck again.
And as your eyes dart to the locations where you feel eyes watching you, you see nothing but statues. Statues that, unlike the last time I described them standing in a theatre, these statues have been sucked into walls, into the floor, the pillars, the stairs. You can see it looks as if dwarves have been ripped into the stone floors and then stretched and pulled apart. Their eyes, mouth, nose and ears all stretched across the stone of the floor. Their faces in screaming, hideous forms. This was not a quick death, to be assured.
Just gonna swallow hard. Look at the
boy.
dwarf.
In Dwarvish. My Storm cousins, perform the blasphemy. Break their statues. Collect their stones. We'll not leave them here.
I don't understand dwarves. So repeat that in common.
I have told my dwarven kin to commit a blasphemy, to smash up the statues and collect their stones so that I may give them a proper burial. I cannot leave them like this, but I cannot take a building with me. I had hoped to reclaim my family, but not like this.
Well, if it's a blasphemy for you, why?
I will not allow Hungy to do this. You must understand. This is the greatest sacrilege a dwarf can perform on his dead. For us to do it is one thing. We're of the blood. The storm that's made them runs through our veins. They'll understand what we do. It's for the best for them. But I don't know if their spirits would be appeased if you did. If there's anything shiny that you want, by all means take it. He says in Dwarvish to essentially Dimzid and the veteran dwarf to go about the deed. And he is going to look for the forge. So Dimzid and the veteran dwarf basically bring forth a number of very fine fabrics. They're all different. They're all like interwoven with gold fibers and silver fibers, gold and silver thread. These are not just your standard handkerchiefs and bags and different. They've got a few dwarfs to collect. As the sounds of the breaking stone ring out, as Hagrid leads the party on to perhaps more valuable areas, you can visibly see him wince with every crack and every chisel strike. As you follow Hagrid. Although he himself has never been here, he walks the halls as if he does. And as you look on the walls, perhaps you're lighting some of the lanterns as you go, as they do seem to still have some oil remaining. Although the hideous sights of faces in walls will greet you, it does help to illuminate the gloom. And you can see portraits of dwarves, and they all have an uncanny family resemblance to Hagrid. Before you reach what for any other family might be the vault, with such doors as this, you would expect it to be a vault for the most precious of family jewels. But Hagrid informs you that you've reached the forge. And as he approaches the door, Ragnar will whisper, I'll give him some limelight. Can you see those runes in the door? No. Well, now you've been pointed them out. You can see that all the way round the door, there are runes. And as Hagrid approaches the door, which doesn't seem to have a lock on it, but it does seem to have some sort of metal protrusions that come out. He pushes his hand into the protrusions, waits for a moment, mutters some words, and as he removes his hand, you'll see that there is blood covering the door, and now dripping from his hand. The runes light up. And the door, more like a jigsaw puzzle than a door, begins to come apart. once the door has constructed itself, you are met with the most bizarre looking forge that you've ever seen, except from Ragnar. This is a runic workshop. There are a number of items in here that have been made by master smiths. As you all make your way in, there are no dwarves here. But what you would probably make out first is that there are a number of forges to the corners of the rooms, weapon racks on the sides of the walls, but in the middle is a plinth. Upon that plinth is an anvil, and Hagrid goes straight towards the anvil. It has dwarven runes and is inscribed around the outside. It has intricate inlays upon it, depicting great dwarven feats. Hagrid doesn't actually touch the anvil. As he approaches it, his hands merely glide above it. But you can see that the hammer upon the anvil, at the very least you hear it, a buzzing sound as the hammer begins to shake upon the anvil. I found it. By the ancestors. I found it. I've reclaimed it. Hagrid actually breaks down crying at this point. He didn't cry properly cry when he got his wife back, but he does outwardly cry when he gets his anvil. Yes.
I'm whispering to Ragnar. That an anvil? Yes, that is an anvil. Why is he crying over an anvil?
Let's see if he knows. I imagine dwarves would know of...
Dwarves would know of them, but I doubt many would actually see them. I know what it is.
Well, so Ragnar might be able to recognize it, because he is a dwarven runesmith. However, I don't think he's ever seen one, so we'll give him a -30 intelligence test.
He's seen it.
Or by the ancestors. It's a war anvil. How could you lose something like... So, for out of character reference, war anvils are one of the greatest weapons the dwarves have ever created. Made out of solid gromril, inscribed with runes. These things were capable of causing earthquakes that would rip the ground in two. A war anvil was able to completely negate all magical effects within miles. These things were specifically designed to obliterate the elven race and to ensure that the dwarves were dominant against any enemy. And their technology and runes, no prizes for guessing, are completely lost to the dwarves now. And I believe there are only 3 or 4 left in dwarven existence.
3 or 4 known, I believe.
Yes. However, there are rumours of some of them being lost with the Lost Carax when the dwarves decided to expand the last time.
So you're telling us he had an anti-elf nuke stashed away in his forge?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Suddenly I dislike this dwarf.
Well, the thing is about these things, the more they are hit, the more the runes lose their potency. And because they can't recreate the runes, they're not going to use it. it's almost like a ceremonial thing.
Like at the moment, because the war with the elves is long over. So during the War of the Elves, this thing would have been extremely useful for protecting your units against massed elven bombardment with fireballs.
It would be great against entire companies. It would protect entire companies of people.
Yeah, it was the centerpiece of an army. But nowadays it's more used against chaos and used against, when the Great War comes, they can bring forth the war anvils. And, some of them, they all have different effects. That's the other thing. Depending on how you strike the anvil will cause a different effect. So if you strike it this way, and this way, you'll stop all magic. But if you strike it this way, and this way, you'll cause a lightning bolt to fall down from the sky. And this way, and this way, and this way, you cause the ground to open up underneath your enemy. They were incredible pieces of kit back in the day. Back when dwarves also had golems. Apparently they also forgot how to make them as well. So
Sad noises.
sad wheezing noises, yes, yes. GW have been very, very cruel to the dwarves. I don't like it. Give them back the golems at least. They were cool.
No.
Yeah.
Don't give them back anything. Give us back the old world.
Well, they have. Technically, they have. So
Not yet, but soon.
No. They actually released the concept for their stupid elf snow wizard princess army forces.
Yeah, it's not out yet. It's just this is the concept coming up.
Yeah.
Talking about that new or?
Yeah, no, it's new. No, it's a new concept, but yeah, like Geddy said, it hasn't actually been released yet, but they have released the concept.
You mean the Kiss the Light Guard, or whatever they are?
Yep, the
Okay,
Ice
really
Queen
good.
Guards, which are completely and
They're
utterly not
fucking
Warhammer.
awful.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But anyway, so for you guys who are after the lootses, there will be a number of items that are going to come up.
I guess we can't acquire the war anvil.
You could try, and I guarantee you will regret it.
Blackhand would enshrine it.
Essentially, you guys can load in.
Somebody else shine.
What if I called dibs?
You guys can load in all the items that are of value that you can get at the moment. However, I know for a fact you cannot carry it all. Just for a fact of,
Are you sure about that?
there's an awful lot of very, very heavy stuff. It's a forge and an armory, and however, I did provide a cart for you all.
Ragnar, fetch the cart.
The anvil itself, well, it's a best quality anvil of Gromril, which is particularly heavy. So it weighs 600 encumbrance, just on its own, which is why you may need the anvil, the cart.
We need the anvil for the cart. Got it.
So, if I think this is a good place to end the stream off, as the group basically bring over the cart, load everything up. I will be going over what kind of equipment there is for grabs here, which is not the most enjoyable stuff to watch. So, we will end off here. I certainly hope everyone has enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to future episodes to come, where the group will be kind of on the final stretch, really. There are a few encounters to unlock the tower. There's some knowledge to be learnt from there. There's some squeakroots to come out.
Oh,
and
lovely.
then there are some final decisions to be made. So we're on the homeward bound getting out there. So I certainly hope you'll enjoy, because the next few episodes will be amusing and maybe a little bit worrying. So thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and just following in general. I certainly hope you've enjoyed. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.
But wait, is you? I'm correct in understanding that you're almost done with it.